Hi, and welcome to your monthly Platterful tutorial. Let's get started. We're going to start with our Toma wedge. Unfortunately, my camera was not working and did not capture me doing this, but the good news is this is super easy. All we're going to do is cube it up, so you'll see that I have done that, and mine is in this little mound ready to be placed on my board. Up next, we're going to learn about our sharp cheddar bar and how to turn this into 4 different placements on our board. So go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. For slicing the cheddar bar, we are just going to cut it all the way up at about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch slices. So this is really simple, just cut it all the way up as you'll see me do in the video. Okay, now we are going to take a handful of these slices, around 8 to 10, and we're going to take them and actually cut them diagonally so that we create 2 stacks of triangles. The first placement option is going to be this kind of starburst look, where we use the triangles to point them out and start to curve them to make this really nice starburst shape. The next placement option is also going to use the triangles, and we are going to stick them up and make them more like a spiky row. So we'll have them facing one way, and then we'll flip the triangle and have it facing the other way. So you'll see me do this in the video and create kind of this zipper type effect. The third placement option for this cheddar bar is to just use those larger rectangles and place them in a line so we can use this to weave around our board. And for the last placement option for the cheddar bar, we are going to cut the remaining pieces into the triangles again, so cut diagonally, and then we're actually going to face them up on their side rather than flat down, and we are going to put the larger end of the triangle on one side and then the other, again creating a zipper, but more of an upright zipper this time rather than the flat zipper that we did previously. And lastly, for our large kits, we have this rosemary and olive oil asiago wedge. So go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. Be sure to cut the plastic all the way down to the tip of the wedge, because sometimes it can break if you try and just pull it down without getting it all the way cut down to the bottom. Okay, for cutting this one, we do have this really nice rosemary flavoring and herbs on the outside of the rind, so we want to make sure that we give that a nice place on our board. So we want to cut this wedge from the skinny end of the tip all the way up, and we're going to cut it. The first cut's going to be about 1 inch, and then from there we'll do about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch slices all the way up the wedge. For the placement of this, we're going to take the initial tip of the wedge and use that as a kickstand, turn it sideways, and then go from the back of the wedge and place it down as you'll see me do in the video, and we can start to curve this as we place it so that it has a little bit of movement. I'm sorry that the video is a little cut off there, but you'll be able to see this when we place it on our boards. Okay, up first for our meats, we have these little Genoa salami nuggets from Volpe. These are going to be super easy. Go ahead, take them out of the package. We're going to be able to use these little nugget slices to either line things or we can create these little clusters and clumps of salami nuggets on our board. My one tip for this, even with the little salami clusters, is that you're going to want to separate each salami slice just so that it's a lot easier for someone to grab one slice instead of they go to grab one and pick up 3 or 4. And lastly, for our large kits, we have this chorizo chub from Ollie. Okay, for this one, we're going to take it out of the package, then take it out of the plastic casing inside. Then there is an additional casing around the chub that we will need to remove. So you can see this one has the string, so you can go ahead and pull that. I like to take this and actually slice off the tip of the chub, and then that allows me to get my scissors underneath that final casing, make a little slit, and then I can easily pull it off of the chub rather than having to pull off each individual after we slice it. For this one, it's super simple. We're just gonna slice the chub all the way down with about 1/8 of an inch slices all the way down the chub. For the placement of these, very similar to the salami nuggets, we are going to be able to trace things in a line or put them into little clusters. For this kit, we have this really nice additional spreadable. We have this cultured butter. So for this one, you can actually take it fully out of the foil, but if you do not use it all, you'll want to keep that foil and put it back in the foil to put it in your refrigerator for storage. And lastly, I want to shout out our box sponsors for this month. So up first, we have these garlic and herb crackers from Breton, and then we also have these red walnuts from Bertagna. And now we have our board builds. So right now we're going to build the standard board, and then if you have the large kit, you can actually jump ahead to around the 7-minute mark and we'll build the large kit.